sit. So when we're working on Elphaba's sit stay, we want to make sure we always go back to her and reward. So before we leave her, remind her sit, back up, keep the leash nice and loose, and then we always go back and reward. You're going to slowly add the distractions that she struggles with. So like if I bend down a little bit, I tell her sit, no. So we fix her as quickly as possible. We keep the leash in both hands, sit, and then we do the distraction until she gets it right. Good, sit. Once she gets it right, we go back and reward. Sit. And you keep escalating those distractions. A big one is actually walking in a circle around her. So I'm going to take a treat and kind of show her that if she stays, she'll get that treat. Free, sit. I'm going to try the circle again. Sit. Good. This new building has a lot of different noises with the insulation settling, so she's hearing all of that right now. Sit. So again, if she gets up, we're going to fix her with the leash. She still has to have the leash on whenever we're training with her, so we have the ability to fix her if she makes a mistake. And if she makes a mistake, we have to give that physical leash movement, that pop, because if not, she's not going to understand to stay in the sit. Good girl. Sit. I'll go the other way. Nope. So as soon as she gets up, no, sit. Now she's in a down, free, sit. We have to free her to get her back into a sit. Good. Then we do the distraction that made her get up. Good girl. And we always go back and reward, and then when we're standing next to her, that's when we tell her free. We don't free from a distance, because if I put her in a sit and then I walk 6 feet away and then I tell her free, it's confusing for her. So that's how we're going to improve on her sit stay, and you can practice with doors. That way, so I'll show you. Whenever you want to go through a doorway, the more consistent you are, no, have her sit, and then you're going to tell her sit, and you're going to open the door very slowly. No, sit. So as soon as she heard the handle, she wanted to get up. Sit. No. We close the door and we put her back into a sit, and we continue to do this. No. Until she gets the idea to sit and stay. Good. So I just cracked the door, and then I'm going to reward. Good. Sit. Crack it a little bit more. Sit. I'm giving her that verbal reminder. No. Pop the leash back into the sit. Close the door. Nope. Sit. Good, sit. And then we reopen it. Good. And then we reward. And then we can tell her free to go through the doorway. Free. Good job. Yeah, I know, nothing super exciting in there. So that's how you're going to work on her sit stay. Now let's talk about her down stay. With her down stay, you don't want to practice it back to back because you don't want to have her sit and then down. So when you want her to lay down, we're going to skip the SIT command, because if you say that and then reward her for laying down, she's going to start getting lazy and just listening to the verbal sit, and then, the verbal sit. She knows I'll get rewarded for laying down, so then she'll just skip it and go straight to the down. So instead, what we can do is then tell her down, little leash, down, Elphaba, down. Good. When we reward, again, we put it in front of her paws. So if I'm working on distance, distraction, duration, if she gets up, I have to put her straight into a down. If it's really struggling with her, you might have to put her into a sit physically without the verbal and then to the down. But ideally, you keep the leash in your hand and you can tug straight down. Again, you want to put her in the position or in the area that she's in, because you don't want to let her walk 10 feet away and then put her in a down over there. You want to put her back in the position, the area that she's in. Good, down. So if I do a distraction and she gets up, I'm going to tell her no, and I'm going to try and put her back into a down as quickly as I can. Good, down. Walk around, so good. She almost got up. She thought about it, but she made a good choice. But I keep that leash in my hand. Good, down, as we're doing these fun distractions. Good job. Good, down. You can start adding a little bit of distance. Now, when you take the leash and you drop it, you have to be quick. Good, down. Because if we're trying to add distractions, like other people walking around her, we want to make sure we have the leash in our hand, but since it's just me right now, I'm going to drop the leash and I'm going to add a little knock. Good, down. Little knock distraction for her to try and build up her distraction level while in this position in the down stay. Good, down. So not only do you want to work on reps of having her lay down and get rewarded, good, down. You want to work on the level of distraction that she can handle. Good, down. Now, no. So she got up, pull back into the down, pop the leash, maybe like push the shoulders a little bit, down, because we don't want to encourage her for being up. So we try and fix her as quickly as possible. So that's how you're going to keep progressing in the downstay with her. Good job, because she's got it. We just need to make sure we practice and practice with her. Free, free. And we always, always go back to her to tell her free. We don't free from a distance. No, there's someone at the door, huh? Sit. So this is a good distraction. Come on in. No, sit. So if you have her in a sit, no. Pop the leash, tell her sit. Any barking, you're going to tell her no. Pop the leash. When she's quiet, good. We're going to reward. You're fine, you can walk through. No. When she's quiet though, we reward. Because this is a new distraction for her. We're in a new building. Good. So we're going to continue to reward while the distraction is walking through. Good job. Now I have her in an easier position of sit. Once she can handle someone walking in like that in a sit stay, then we can practice in the down stay. And how we would do that is we would have Elphaba, hey, we would have her down, and then you would take a few treats in your hand at a time and just Pez dispenser as the distraction is walking through. That's how you would work her through that type of distraction. Free, free, good job. And that is her maintenance training for sit and down.